Sweetness, welcome home. How was your day? Really? You want to talk about it? Come on, you know I like to listen. Talk to me. I know which one you mean. Okay. But... oh. Okay, yeah, I get it. Believe it or not, I know how you feel. Yeah, it's impostor syndrome. Yeah, that. Hey, you're inside your head a bit, so how about I walk you through some stuff? Okay, first off, they hired you to do this job. Why do you think they did that? No, I mean it. Why? I mean, there could be a lot of reasons, but I know this much. They wouldn't have hired you if you didn't have the skills they needed. Plus the personality to be a good fit, frankly. Yeah, you got the job because of what you know, so now you're doing the job. But that's just it. No one's perfect at their jobs. No one nails everything all the time. Most of us have moments or even entire days where we need some help. Or we need to take a step back. Or sometimes we just need to Google something and learn how to do it. I do that more often than I care to admit. But you know what? There's a lot to admire in someone who can say, I don't know how to do this, so I'm going to learn it right now. That's so much more proactive than people who just give up. And once you learn it, you know it. Or you Google it again next time. Sweetness, I promise you, your boss doesn't have it all figured out. Neither does her boss. Everyone starts somewhere. Everyone's learning as they go. And given how quickly the world changes, it's a constant process. I get that. It feels wrong somehow. You feel like you're pretending to be good at your job, and then any minute they'll figure it out and fire you or something. But if you look at the evidence, they're clearly happy with you. They think you're doing a good job. And if I were them, I'd be happier with an employee that knows how to keep learning than one that thinks they know it all already. Those people aren't very much use. Of course, it's normal to want to be good at stuff, even the best at it. In a cutthroat field especially. And it's normal to be worried about failure. All of that is perfectly human. Of course, if they get too overpowering, then it might be time to talk to someone who knows more than I do about this. But if you're doing okay and just feeling a bit like you don't belong in your job, well, I'm here to tell you that you do. And I'm sure your boss would say the same thing. Of course. Remember that email where she told you how great you did on that project for... Yeah, that one. No, Sweetness, don't brush it off. I know it's tempting to just ignore it or minimize it when someone tells you did well. That's part of the impostor syndrome thing. You don't think the praise is really earned. Hell, you might even feel guilty when you do well because you don't think it's legit. But it is. You are so good at what you do, and you're always working to do better. Look how far you've come in just the past few years. You're pretty amazing. Not every day is great, and I know some days feel like crap. Some days it feels like nothing is going right with work, and what's the point, really? But those are just days. They're not the entirety of your work life, or who you are. You're pretty damned awesome. And even if you don't believe it right this minute, I know it's true. Again, I know it probably feels like that. But this is definitely not empty praise. You can't say I'm just saying this because I love you. Because even though I love you, I wouldn't lie to you. If I thought you were a bad fit for your job, I'd encourage you to look into other things or maybe consider a new career path. I'd support you no matter what, but I'd definitely try to encourage you to do something more suited to your talents. But I'm not doing that right now because the work you're doing is great. And I think you're on exactly the right path. Obviously, you should do what you need to do, but for what it's worth, I can see your skills. You're not any sort of imposter. You're a human being who does a great job with super solid skills and natural talent. So hopefully you can see that too. I know, it's hard to shake it. How about we just relax and put this day to bed? Tomorrow you may feel a lot different. What do you say? Good. I love you. Come sit with me and I'll tell you about my day if you want to hear it. Well, for starters, there might have been a small explosion.